Hey folks, Mike Johnson here. If it's got wheels and an engine, you're in the right place. On this channel, we dive into car repairs, maintenance tips, and everything you need to keep your ride running smooth. If you're into cars and want to keep learning, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. It really helps the channel out. All right, enough talking. Let's get into it.
A typical engine oil change can take from 15 to 45 minutes, depending on the option chosen. There are a few options for changing your vehicle's oil. You can leave your vehicle in a garage to have it changed, and this can take from 15 minutes to a full day. If you decide to change it yourself, you should be able to complete the job in an hour or less. When it comes to an oil change service, there are several factors to consider both in terms of time and cost to make the best choice. In this article, I'll go through each oil change option and explain what's involved in changing the oil yourself. What are the different oil change options and how long does it take? Changing the engine oil is one of the most frequent and easiest maintenance tasks on any car. It's also a popular project among DIY enthusiasts. If you're reading this article and have never tried it before, you may be wondering if it's worth the effort. Let's start by exploring the different options available to you, from the fastest to the slowest. 1. Oil change at an express service garage. The quickest and arguably most efficient way to get an oil change is to visit an express lube store. Depending on the franchise, these express stores often offer you the option of staying inside the car during the process. From start to finish, an oil change at an express lube shop usually only takes around 15 minutes. From a cost point of view, quick lube stores are also the cheapest service option available. However, they are not always the best option. The fast service offered by express stores is usually made possible by a special machine that literally sucks the engine oil through the dipstick tube. They do not unscrew the oil sump cap or wait for the oil to drain. The operator uses the machine to extract the old oil, replace the oil filter and pour in the new oil. That's all there is to it. Unfortunately, this is not generally the best way to change oil. Depending on engine design, you may leave too much old oil in the vehicle, which is simply not accessible by the pump. It's also possible that debris and sludge are not sufficiently removed and remain in the oil sump housing. This is not ideal and can cause problems with your engine if allowed to build up. 2. Non-franchise general repair shop oil change. One of the most common places to have your engine oil serviced is by your local mechanic. At a mechanical repair shop. This type of service can take from 30 to 45 minutes, depending on the size of the store and how busy it is. Some repair shops allocate several bays to express services, which in most cases are oil changes. You might think that waiting 45 minutes isn't too much compared to quick lube stores. Bear in mind that this time doesn't include waiting time, and you'll probably have to leave your car at the store for a few hours. From a cost point of view, this service is also more expensive. Although it's a more comprehensive oil change, in most cases the difference is well worth it. 3. Car dealer oil change. Having your car or truck serviced at a dealership isn't the best choice for everyone. Depending on the age of your car and whether it's out of warranty or not, this will strongly influence your decision. An oil change from a dealer is probably the most expensive option of all. Time is another issue. The oil change itself takes about 30 to 45 minutes, but chances are you'll have to leave your car with them for most of the day. You may also have to wait a few weeks for an appointment, depending on where you live or the type of car you drive. However, going to a dealership may be the safest option. Sometimes mistakes happen, even when changing oil. Humans are prone to error. Accidents such as a tool falling into the engine while filling with oil, a loose oil pan cap, using the wrong grade of oil, a loose oil filter, not adding the right amount of oil, the list goes on and on. These things can happen not only at dealerships, but at any oil change store. The difference is that, in most cases, dealers will be better equipped to take full responsibility for any mistakes. Plus, you're more likely to find an experienced master technician at a dealership who is fully trained to solve problems with your exact car model. 4. The cheapest option, change the engine oil yourself. The favorite option for do-it-yourselfers is to get your hands dirty. Changing the oil yourself can save you a lot of money, as you only have to pay for the materials, oil and oil filter. So, what should you bear in mind? In terms of time, an oil change can take around 1 hour, depending on your level of experience. Service quality also depends on your expertise. If you know what you're doing, you can easily change engine oil like a professional. It's a fairly simple job, with very few specialized tools required. The biggest disadvantage of changing the oil yourself is that you're on your own. Depending on your skills and knowledge, if things go wrong, you may need to call in a professional mechanic to help you. You also need to consider how you're going to dispose of the used oil. Don't be tempted to pour it down the drain. It should be disposed of safely at your local recycling center. Some modern vehicles use special oil filter wrenches, so be sure to do your research before you start. You may also need an OBD2 reader to reset the oil change service light. Overall, changing the oil yourself can be the best option and, with a little practice, can also be the quickest. How to change your car's oil yourself. To change your car's oil yourself, you'll need a few basic garage tools as follows: a hydraulic jack bottle and appropriate axle stands, ratchet wrench to remove the drain plug, torque wrench for reassembling oil sump plug and oil filter cartridge, if fitted, oil filter wrench for changing oil filter, oil drain pan or basin for collecting oil. You'll also need a new oil filter, a new drain plug, or drain plug washer, and a suitable engine oil. It's essential that you choose the right oil for your engine. Always refer to your vehicle manual for exact specifications and volume requirements. If you need help choosing a synthetic oil, check out my reviews of what I think are the best synthetic motor oils available. Changing motor oil involves lifting your vehicle. This can be dangerous or done incorrectly. If you're not comfortable doing this or have no experience working on cars, I strongly recommend you get a qualified mechanic to do it for you. Before you start, take the car for a short drive to warm up the oil to make changing the engine easier. Step 1. Carefully lift the front of the car using a suitable jack. Support the weight of the car using at least 2 axle supports capable of bearing the weight of the car. Step 2. Open the hood and locate and remove the oil filler cap. This will help drain the oil from the engine more quickly. Step 3. Place the oil drain pan under the engine oil sump and slowly remove the drain plug. Be careful not to touch the underside of the engine or the oil, as it will be very hot. Try not to drop the plug into the oil sump once removed. Step 4. While the oil is draining from the engine, remove the oil filter. On some cars, the oil filter will be located under or at the rear of the engine and may be difficult to access. If you're lucky, the oil filter will be at the top of the engine and easy to remove. Step 5. Install the new oil filter. If it's a metal filter, don't forget to lubricate the gasket with a small amount of used oil to create a good seal. Don't over-tighten it, hand tightening is usually sufficient. If your car uses a paper filter, replace the gaskets on the filter cartridge. Refit and tighten to the manufacturer's specifications. The correct torque is usually printed on the cartridge cover. Step 6. And now refit the oil sump cap. You may need to replace it if it's old or the head is worn. You should always replace the washer cap if it's a copper washer. Usually a new one will be included with the oil filter. Do not over-tighten the oil sump cap. You must always tighten it to avoid accidents. Step 7. Using a clean funnel, add the correct amount of new motor oil to the engine. Make sure you don't add too much, as this can be just as bad for the engine as not adding enough. Step 8. Refit the oil filler cap and check that everything is tied upwards and backwards where it should be. Step 9. Make sure the car is in neutral and start the engine, leaving it idling for a few minutes. Step 10. Stop the engine and check the oil filter, sump cap, and oil filler cap for leaks. If there are any, double-check that you've tightened the crankcase nut and filter. Step 11. Soak the oil to make sure the right amount has been added. You'll probably need to top it up by a small amount. Halfway between the minimum and maximum levels on the dipstick is where you want it. Step 12. Finally, refit the covers under the engine body. Carefully remove the axle supports and lower the vehicle to the ground. Replace the plastic covers on top of the engine and close the hood. In conclusion, the time it takes to complete an oil change can vary based on several factors, including the type of service, the vehicle, make and model, and whether you are doing it yourself or visiting a professional. On average, you can expect the process to take anywhere from 30 minutes to 1 hour. By understanding these variables, you can better plan your schedule and ensure your vehicle stays in top condition. Remember, regular oil changes are essential for maintaining engine health and performance. Thank you for watching, and be sure to subscribe for more automotive tips and insights.